Hi guys, it's Nikki from Boulder Valley Stitching and welcome back to the Craft Cave. Um, it's been a while since I posted a video. I looked it up and it looks like the last one I posted was in early April and today is June 12th. Guys, I don't know what happened to the month of May. I really don't. But between work, house projects, we put the garden in, StitchMaynia, some new stuff I was working on. I turned around and it was June. And I don't know what happened. It was just May was a blur. There's just so much stuff to show you. I have so much to show you guys today. It's a little overwhelming, honestly. For me, it's a little overwhelming. Uh, I've got some announcements and something new to show you, which I can't wait. And I've got a few finishes, not very many because StitchMaynia. I've got what can only be called a whip parade for StitchMaynia, and even just a few quilty things to talk about at the end. And I really hope you stick with me for the entire video, but I will completely understand if this just becomes too long. I will totally understand, but I'm gonna try and go quickly. But I have a lot to show you. I have something to show you that I have been waiting so long to show. Like 7 months. I have literally been waiting 7 months to share this with you, and now I finally can, and I am so excited to do it. So I can't wait to see what you guys think. But let's get started. So I'm going to start with some finishes. And like I said, there were not many because of all of the other stuff going on and mania, and there weren't that many finishes. But I have this one. This is the first one. And I'm also going to try and work with the microphone a little bit better this time because I notice sound cuts in and out when I turn away, and because my microphone stays in one place, but I move too much. So I'm going to try and do better. This is Noel by Bent Creek, and it was featured in one of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas ornament editions. It was an older one, but I love the way that the colors turned out on this fabric. This is it's called Water Lily, and it's a 28 count linen, and I just love the way that the reds and the greens popped on it. I really do. So I need to get that finished, fully finished, and maybe that'll be a project for Sunday. We'll see. We'll see if I get to it. The other one that I actually managed to finish was one that I started for StitchMaynia. Believe it or not, I have one. I have one StitchMaynia done. I know, it's amazing. I've been working on the year of celebrations by Hands On Design, the month ones. I've got about 7 of them done at this point, and this was the one that I finished. I started it for StitchMaynia, and I finished it a couple weeks ago. This is the July one, and I just love the way that the colors turned out on this. I love the way it looks. This is a tea-dyed 28 count even weave that I'm using for all of them. They're all on the same fabric, and I just love the way the colors turned out on it. So that was the one of the only finish. I have another finish, but I'm going to show it to you in a minute because that's part of the announcement stuff. So I have another finish that, I didn't finish this one. I didn't stitch this one. My mom stitched this one, but I really want to show it to you guys because I just think it's so pretty. My daughter wants to redecorate her room. Well, she's in the process of redecorating her room into a beach theme. She likes seashells and the light kind of teal, pinks, beach colors, whales, things like that. She loves beach. So she's redecorating her room, and my mom stitched this for her beach themed room. This is, I cannot remember the name of this pattern, guys. I'm sorry, but I will put it down in the link below. But I do know that the designer is Silver Creek. I just can't remember what the name of the pattern is, but it's so pretty and it's just perfect for her room. So I need to finish it. So I do all my mom's finishing, by the way. Not okay, most of my mom's finishing. Occasionally she'll do some herself, but most of the time she sends me a box of her finishes, and then I put them I fully finish them and send them back to her. So that's usually what happens. So she sent me the stitch piece, and I need to fully finish it and get it hung up in my daughter's room. But I just loved the way that it turned out, so I really wanted to share it with you guys. But she did a great job on that. Now, I've got another finish, but I'm going to show it to you in a minute after I do announcement stuff. So, without further ado, guys, I have been waiting so long. I cannot wait to talk to you about this. So last year that Just Cross Stitch did an ornament design contest, and I was one of the winners of that contest. Well, since then, I have been submitting more of my patterns to them for possible publication to see if they would be published in the magazine. Well, I finally get to show you one that they published. So excited. So, okay, I'm just going to do it. This is this month's edition of Just Cross Stitch Magazine. This is the August edition, August 2020 edition of Just Cross Stitch Magazine. Now, this is not in stores yet. If you have the digital subscription, you already have this on your tablet or your computer, however you get the digital subscription. You already have it. You've already seen it. The actual printed copies are not going to be available in stores until next week. But this is one that they send the designers with the piece. They always send you a copy of the magazine that it's featured in. So one of my designs is in this month's magazine, and I am so excited to show it to you. I literally have been waiting for 7 months because they work very far in advance. They usually so right now the submissions to get published in the magazine are actually for the March 2021 edition of the magazine. So it's next year's magazine. They work about 9 months in advance. So I've known about this one. I've known it was coming out since last year, since 7 months ago. So, and I've been wanting to show it to you, and I haven't been able to because, well, they want you to wait until the magazine it comes out. So the digital copy is already available, but the actual printed magazine is not going to be on shelves until next week. I believe Friday, maybe Sunday. I can't remember, but I know it's next week. So this is the magazine. And there it is. That's my pattern, guys. That's it. And there is the stitched piece. So, here, let me put it on the board. It might be easier to see on the board. I don't have the rod for it. It needs to be on a rod. So the way it's finished is that there's a rod that can go in here, and you can hang it like a door hanging, or a wall hanging. So it actually was finished really, really good. I like the way it was finished. This is the pattern. This is the one that I made, and it's in this month's magazine. This material was not what I originally had stitched it on. They really wanted to see what it would look like on this material, so they gave me a piece of this material to restitch it. So this is on, and they have what kind it is in here. Let's see. This is a woven checks antique white and yellow. So it's just it was different. I had never really stitched on anything like this before, and it was kind of cool to try. It was really cool to try, but because of the weave on this, I ended up having to use 3 strands to make it really look good. Because when I tried to do anything less than that, it looked washed out and faded. I really wanted the colors to pop. So 3 strands is what it took to use if you're using this fabric. I had originally stitched it on 32 count butter. It was called Butter by Weeks Dye Works, and it was I used 2 strands for that. So it just depends on what kind of fabric you're using, but it really turned out cute on the check. I do like it. So that's my new design that's been published in this month's magazine. So I am so excited to actually finally get to share this with you guys. It's been a long time coming. Like I said, I've been waiting 7 months to show it to you, and it's exciting. I'm just thrilled that it's finally out, and I can't wait to see it on the shelves and take pictures and stuff. So, I also have an ornament coming out in the annual Christmas ornament edition, and I'm not quite sure when that's I think that normally comes out maybe October, September, October. I can't remember exactly when when that edition comes out, but it's in the fall. And I do have an ornament coming out in that edition too. So I'm really excited, but I can't show it to you. But I am really excited that I have some patterns coming out this month. But so I've been working on stuff to be published next year. And this is where this is the other finish that I wanted to show you that I want your kind of want your opinion on. Now, this is one that they decided not to use this one in the January. It was a January edition. They decided not to use it, which is fine, no big deal. But I wanted to get you guys' opinion on whether or not I should go ahead and put the pattern up in the Etsy shop that I have. You know, should I or should I not? I don't know. Is it any good? I wanted to find out from you guys if it's something I should put up in the Etsy shop, or if I should just, finish it hanging up my house and, forget about it. But the theme for that magazine, they always have a theme. And the theme for that edition was Valentine's Day, winter stitching and Valentine's Day. So I did a Valentine's themed piece, which was this one. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's beading here. These are some white, kind of white beads. These were a pink crystal bead. And I did it on a 28 count, kind of a chalkboard linen. And it's a very simple pattern. There's not a lot of specialty stitches in there. I think the hardest part of this entire piece is the fact that it's on black. But I thought about stitching it with a different colorway. I thought about doing a second colorway, maybe on a tea dye, Monaco or even weave, and do maybe more pink, red, just do a different colorway so everybody could kind of see how you could change it up, because the pattern is very simple and it's easily changed. You can change the colors, you can change the fabric. Maybe you don't want to use beads, maybe you want to do French knots. It's totally up to you. And that was kind of what I was wanting to do. I wanted to make it a little bit more versatile. So I'm curious what you guys think of this one and whether or not I should put the pattern up in the Etsy shop or not. So let me know what you think. The reason why is because I also am considering putting this one up there as well. This was the ornament from last year that won the contest, but they're not going to be publishing the charts for these ornaments. So I can publish the chart myself if I want to. So I have kind of a theme going here. I've got Christmas, I've got Valentine's Day. I'm wondering if I should just continue on with the seasonal theme and put the charts up. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious. So this is the new designs I was talking about that I wanted to get you guys' opinion on whether or not they should go up in the shop or not. So let me know. Make comments below. I love comments. I love reading all of them. And let me know what you think. Okay. That was my big announcement. My big announcement is that I have the piece coming out, or well, it is out in this month's magazine, but also one more announcement. Just Cross Stitch Magazine does Facebook Live videos, and it sounds like I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live video for Just Cross Stitch at some point. Not all the details yet. We don't have all the details worked out, but I'm looking forward to it. I've never done a live video before. I do them for work all the time, but for cross stitch, I've never actually done a live video for cross stitch. I've always been able to edit, kind of retake. I think I've probably restarted this video about 20 times at this point, but I do presentations and stuff at work all the time, so it can't be that much different, right? We'll see. But yeah, so that's my other big announcement, is that I'm going to be doing some Facebook Lives for Just Cross Stitch magazine, and we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it though. It's something I've never done before. I'm really excited about it. I don't know. I'm gonna get all the details next week, and we'll see how it goes. Well, might be great, might be terrible. Don't know yet. We'll find out. So those are my big announcements, and those are the new charts that I really want your opinion on. And I've got the finishes that I showed you. Now let's talk about Mania. Hold on one second. I had to reach down and get my board again. Let's talk about Mania. So I decided for StitchMaynia that I was going to do 20 and 20. So 20 new starts during the month of May because it's 2020. And I was coming down to the wire. Guys, there was so much going on. And, those charts that I was working on and house stuff and work that I was struggling to get 20 started, but that was my goal. My goal was to start 20 charts during the month of May for StitchMaynia, and I did it. And actually, I've already finished one, so yay! So now I have 19 left. And I will admit that there are some that I'm going to show you that are truly the amount that I have done is kind of pathetic. It's really kind of pathetic, but so forgive me. It was a long month and fast, long and fast. How is that possible? How can you have a long and fast one? Anyway, okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna do my whip parade here. The first one that I was working on, first one I started was Holiday Hoopla by With a Needle and Thread. I did the fall one, the witch one of this on the green fabric, and I just loved the way it turned out. So I decided I had to do the Christmas one. And I know it's really hard to see, but there is actually a snowman there. He's kind of hard. He's kind of hard to see, but he's right there. I think I'm wondering if maybe my fabric is not the right choice. I may end up starting him over, or maybe I think maybe my fabric is okay, but maybe the thread needs to be a brighter white. I'm not sure. He's really hard to see. He's really hard to see, but you can kind of see him a little bit there. So debating. It's not a very big piece, so starting it over wouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm debating that one though. So Holiday Hoopla, that was my first one. My next one, because I love Prairie Schooler, I'm working on Santas and Snowmen, and this is the one I'm working on right here. This little guy up in the corner. Not hard to see. Move in a little bit here. This is one of my pathetic starts. He doesn't even have a body yet. He needs a body. He needs some love. He at least needs a body, but he's pretty small. He's pretty small, so it won't take me too long to stitch him up. But this is one of the ones that I started and then ended up having to put him down and go on and do something else. But anyway, so next one is Haunted Hill Road. Guys, I saw this pattern. I think I saw it on Instagram. I saw somebody was stitching it, and I absolutely loved it. It's by Little Stitch Girl, and she's got a whole series of these. She's got a bunch of them, and I just fell in love with the Halloween one because I love Halloween, and this is just darling. I couldn't resist getting that one and starting it for StitchMaynia. I actually ended up getting that pattern in the middle of StitchMaynia, and I put one of the ones I had originally planned on starting to the side just so I could start that one because I liked it so much. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it is part of a moon. I have part of the moon done. I have a lot to go, but it goes pretty quick. It actually is a really nice stitch. It's just the pattern's great. So I'm gonna work on that. And this is by the way, this material is a color and cotton. I believe this one is, it's called Luna. This is Luna by Color and Cotton. And I really do like Color and Cotton. I'm kind of addicted to Color and Cotton. Next is a Shepherd's Bush. This is a Shepherd's Bush pattern that I got when I went to a retreat last year in Utah. It wasn't a Shepherd's Bush retreat, but it was a different one. And we went to Shepherd's Bush and did a bunch of shopping. And I got this kit while I was there, and I decided I had to do it. And this is the start. So he's a it's part of the sheep. He's got a hat. He's got a face and a hat. So he's not hatless. Um, it's actually really it's fun. I like Shepherd's Bush. I really do like Shepherd's Bush patterns. So this is Making Spirits Bright. And there's another one in here that's Shepherd's Bush that I got during that same retreat that I'll show in a second. This was all about the kits this year. Button and Bows, it's a Mill Hill kit, and it's a Stitch in Time. It's one of the Button and Bows series. I forgot how much I liked these kits until I started stitching this one. They go so fast. I mean, you can get quite a bit. I actually got a fair amount done on that one with the hour that I had available to stitch on it. So this one is started, and I forgot how fast they go, but I had to do that one because of the sewing thing. I had. This is the other Shepherd's Bush one that I got during that same trip last year. It's a scissor fob. This is a scissor fob, and it was the 2019 scissor fob kit that they had at the store. And he's because I love sheep. I do. I absolutely love sheep. He had the little sheep here, and I started it. I started the kit for Mania, and it's small and it goes quick. But I really debated the thread on this because the material is 32 count, but the instructions say to use one thread on 32 count. And I was doing that. I stitched a little bit with one thread to do 1/2, and it wasn't showing up. It was barely visible. So after starting and stopping, changed my mind about half a dozen times, I finally decided I was going to use two threads. I was going to use two threads to stitch it up, and I really do like the way it's looking better. It shows up more. I may end up running out of the thread. I'm hoping not, but I have these same threads in my stash, so I can use them. It'll be fine. I know I have some more. Next one is Liberty Lane, and this is by Country Cottage Needleworks. I have been wanting to start this one for a year, guys. I was going to start it last year for StitchMaynia, but I ended up starting something else instead, and I didn't get to it. So I've been wanting to start this one for a year, and I finally did it. But I'm doing the Priscilla Chelsea thread conversion for this. It's going to probably take me a little bit longer because the thread conversion is on her blog, and I'll link it. I'll link it down below too. I love the way the colors look on for this pattern, the way she did, but it's not written as this symbol, stitch all of this symbol in this color. It's stitch the bunting, the bunting in these colors. So you got to kind of watch, and you got to kind of really read it and to figure out which color goes where. So this is the start of it. I have part of the bunting done up at the top. And I really do like the way that it looks. This is a tea dyed Monaco. I don't do tea coffee dyed. I only use tea. And it's just a personal preference for me. A lot of people use it's a coffee tea dye. I prefer just tea. That's just me. But I really like the way the colors look on the tea dyed Monaco. It's just they just really pop out. So I am looking forward to getting that one finished. I don't think I'm going to get it done for 4th of July. There's a lot to stitch there to be done by 4th of July, but who knows? Maybe if I work on that a lot during June, it'll get done. We'll see. Maybe. The next one that I started, another patriotic, is Long May She Wave by Little House Needleworks. This is actually a kit, part of a kit. So when you get this pattern, you get the pattern and the thread, which is classic Colorworks thread to do the piece, but it doesn't come with material. You provide your own material, but you get the pattern and the thread together in the kit. And I've done the other two in this series. So this is the last one that I have to do for this series, and then I can get them all finished up and displayed together. I have kind of an idea of what I want to do there, but I got to get the last one done before I can put them all together in a display. I don't. This is another one of my pathetic starts. Here, I'll turn this. I've got wah. I've got wah. Wave. I have part of the word wave done, and that's it. But again, this is a tea-dyed Monaco that I'm stitching this one on, and I just really like the way the colors look. I just need to get it done. Is it going to be done by 4th of July? Probably not. We'll see. We'll see. It's a goal. It's a goal. I don't know if it's going to be achievable, but we'll see. The next one is Stitchy Book Club, Secret Garden. Guys, I love this series. This is Sapphire Mountain. She does these book club themed stitch-alongs. And so far, there's been Pride and Prejudice, which is one of my absolute favorite books, and Three Musketeers. This is the third one in the series. This is The Secret Garden. And I just love this whole concept. Books and stitching, all, I went into college as an English lit major, guys. Yeah, I know, right? but so this is right up my alley. I love this whole concept. So this is my start for The Secret Garden. This is the recommended material that she has in the what she recommended in the pattern. This is called Chocolate Raspberry, and it's a 28 count. No, I'm sorry, this is a 32. I chose to do the 32 count linen, and it's Chocolate Raspberry and DMC threads. And I absolutely love the way that this is looking so far. This blue is beautiful on that fabric. So I'm really the second part just got released over the weekend. So it's she does them in waves. So part 1 and 2 are out for that. So I need to get going on that because I really do like the way that one's coming out. The next one, I could not resist. I absolutely couldn't resist it. I saw this on the Fat Quarter Shop website one day, and I had to have it. I loved it. I loved it so much. This is called Starlight Snowflake. And when I bought it, it's by It's So Emma. I really liked the way the colors, went from dark and then out to light, the way that they all mirrored each other. It was just, this is the type of stitching I like. And when I got the pattern, what I didn't realize until I got the pattern was they provided additional colorways that you didn't have to just do it in pink. They provided blue and gray colorway for the same pattern, different versions of it. And I got it and I went, oh my gosh, I got choices now. What do I do? I chose to do the blue instead of the pink, even though I bought it based on the pink. I love the pink. I decided to do the blue. So this is where I'm at. I got a little bit more done on this one last night. This is the blue version. And I didn't think about it, but I have a friend, Julie, who is Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. She was telling me that she's doing the same pattern, but she's doing metallic threads to make it shiny. I didn't even think about that, which just made me stop and go, that's an amazing idea. What I should have done is incorporated some Kryneck or something into the thread to give it kind of a sparkly look. So what I may end up doing when I'm done with the blue is I may stitch the pink and incorporate some Kryneck to make it a little sparkly. But we'll see. So that's my, but the pattern is a very easy stitch. It's fun. Those are the patterns that I absolutely love the shape of it. So I'm looking forward to getting that one finished. And I'll probably be looking for more of those type of patterns on the shop site. This next one has got a story behind it. This is interesting. So there, I'll show you the pattern. Like that. There's a story here. My son, this is for my son. I've got actually two in here for my son. I don't know, he's getting spoiled this year. This is one of my son's favorite things. My son is he does a lot with the TikTok app. He loves TikTok. That's his medium, that's his thing. He's one of the bigger plague doctor people on TikTok. I think his name is Dr. Knot. Dr. Knot? I think that's what it is. But anyway, he's got quite the following on TikTok. It's actually a little scary. So I'm stitching this one for him. This it's a very easy. I mean, it's one color. There's not. I mean, that's the nice thing about it. It's all one color. But it is much bigger than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be about the same size as the holiday hoopla, you know, the small round. Oh no. This is my start so far on Plague Doctor, and that is only basically that area. This is a much bigger pattern than I had thought that I thought it was going to be. So, as a matter of fact, that's the piece of fabric. I mean, it's like I said, I thought it was going to be much smaller than that. Now I know better. But I got this one off of Etsy. This is, I got it from her Etsy shop. It was really easy, instant download type of pattern. And I do like, that is a tea-dyed Monaco that I'm stitching it on. And I really like the black on it. So it's going to take me a little while. He may get it for Christmas. he may get that one wrapped up and put under the Christmas tree, because that's going to take me a while. It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. This next one, I think I'm going to try and see if I can't get this one done this weekend or maybe next week. This is Creepin' Round by Heart and Hand. This was an exclusive design for Color and Cotton in their Halloween mystery box last year. I love the Color and Cotton mystery boxes. I really hope I got the first one I ever did was a Christmas one from 2018, and it was amazing. It was everything I wanted. And so I love their mystery boxes. I really hope that they start doing them again. I know with COVID, they've got some limitations on what they can do for the mystery boxes, and even sometimes the regular store material that they have. And I know that they, as just like everybody else, shipping's an issue. COVID has disrupted a lot of stuff, but I really hope that they start doing the mystery boxes again, because I will be one of the first ones to sign up. I love these boxes. So this was Creepin' Round, and it was exclusive for the box. It even came with, I had to show you this. It had all the threads. So this is the Color and Cotton thread, and it was a kit. It was a whole kit. And this is where I'm at on it. This was the material that came with the kit, this green material, and that's how much I've got done so far. It's not huge, so I think I might be able to get it finished within maybe next week. I could probably get it done by next week. And I just absolutely I love that stuff. So okay, this one I haven't even taken off the hoop. This one's one of my pathetic starts. But again, following the book theme, because you know, this is part of the stuff I love, is the Bookshelf by Little House Needleworks. This one's going to be a bigger stitch. This one's going to take me a little bit longer to do, but again, I saw my friend Julie had from, you know, Kansas City Girl across in Colorado World, had recently finished this one and posted it on her Instagram, and I had the pattern and I have been wanting to start it for a while. It just like the Liberty Lane, this was one that I had wanted to start last year for StitchMaynia and then ended up not. Once I saw how she had it stitched up and finished, I went, yep, no, I got to pull it out of the pile. I pulled it out of my, you know, start pile and started it because I just love it. And I, like I said, it's the type of stuff I love. It's all about books. And like I said, I haven't taken off the hoop yet. This is how far I've gotten, which is not far. It's this corner, this corner up here is how far I've gotten. This is my pathetic part. But this is also a tea-dyed Monaco that this is stitched on, and I do think that it's going to really, the colors are really going to look good on it. So, got to work on that one. That one's going to take me a while. It's big. Now, this one is kind of another one of my pathetic starts. Guys, I have a lot of stitching I need to do. This is another one by Fat Quarter Shop. This was a long that they did called Feels Like Home. And they released it in 5 different parts. This is the final look of it, the final layout. And I need to get going. But I decided I didn't want, I wanted this to count as one start. And instead of, you know, 5 different starts, this, because otherwise I had to keep up on it. And I didn't keep up on it for the month. But I am going to finish it. So I do like this one a lot. I love the colors on it. And because this is how far I've got, I know, pathetic. I've got part of a bird. I have part of a bird for this one. So I've still got some work to do, but it's much bigger. Again, it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. This is a 28 count white. It's a 28 count white even weave. This is an even weave. So I need to work on that one. This next one is another one for my son. I'm telling you, he's getting spoiled this time. This is another one for my son. This is My Pretties, and it's by Plum Street Samplers. I love her patterns. I have a ton of them, and I love stitching them. I'm doing this one right here, the Nevermore one, because my son is a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. Has been since he was a little kid. So I am doing this. This is how far I've gotten. I know, but it's actually kind of small. It's a fairly small stitch, so I don't think it's going to take too long. But this is a 36 count doubloon. Yeah, that's the name of it. 36 count doubloon linen. And it's 1/2 for this one. But he's a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan, and then he might end up getting that one in his under the Christmas tree as well at the rate I'm going. Actually, I think I'm probably going to be able to finish that one quicker than I can finish the Plague Doctor one. Plague Doctor's too big. Again, because I love Prairie Schooler, I am doing the next one of my Kris Kringle. I did one of these last year for Jolly July, and I just really think they're only about that big. They're only about that big when they're done. And I had, so what I did is, I think I did that one. I think is the one I did. Yeah, that's one. This is the one that I did last year, and he's done. The one that I'm doing now is this one. This is the one that I started for this year. And that's how far I've gotten. I've gotten part of the coat done. So I really do like these patterns. They're small. They're the little Santas, and I love the little Santas. What I did for the fabric, though, is this is actually a tea-dyed 28 count even weave. But what I did is, because I want them all to match, because eventually I'm going to put them in one big, I'm going to have them all stitched. I'm going to have them one big, I may even do it on a wreath, just like that. I wanted them all to be on the same fabric. So I took a piece, a big piece, and I dyed a really, really big piece of fabric. And then I went ahead and I cut it up to the sizes I needed to make all 8 of the Santas. So the fabric's ready to go. It's all together. I just need to stitch them up. And I am using DMC. I always use DMC for Prairie Schooler. It's just one of those things. I don't use fancy floss for Prairie Schooler. I always use DMC. So I need to get him done. The next one I started was Quilt Shop by Little House Needleworks. I love the Hometown Holiday series. I think I have all of them. I'm pretty sure I have the entire series, and you know, I get the new ones as she releases them. But I finished Pet Shop, Florist. I've got a couple other ones. I've got like the Bookshop started, Needlework Shop, and when Quilt Shop came out a couple months ago, I had to have it, and I had to start it for StitchMaynia. This is actually 28 count mushroom even weave. I don't know. We're gonna see. The other 2 pieces that I finished are on the 28 count mushroom, and they look pretty good, but we're gonna see how this one goes. I almost wonder if I needed to do something a little bit lighter. I'm wondering if I should have used a lighter fabric, but then it's not going to match the other ones that I did. So I don't know. I'm debating this one. I'm going to keep going with this fabric and see if maybe it gets better if I like it more. But I almost wonder if it should have been a little bit lighter. But then I'm afraid that if I went too light, that ecru wouldn't show up. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. I'll just have to see. But I'm going to keep going on the one I have, because that's the same fabric as the other 2. So I'm going to keep it. Going to keep going on it. This one is another one of my pathetic starts. You'll see why. This is called Ghosts Unseen, and this was from the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't have the year on here. I think it was 2016 Halloween edition. I'll look it up and I'll put it down. I'll put it in the links. I'll look up the exact date on this one and put it down in the comments. This is a hands-on design pattern that she published in Just Cross Stitch magazine's Halloween edition one year, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. So I started that one on my orange. I had this orange fabric, and this is one of those things that this orange fabric, you have to use it for a Halloween. You really, it just needs to be a Halloween piece, and this was perfect for it. It just was perfect. So I had started that one. Again, my pathetic start. I have 2 letters. I have 2 letters done on that entire piece. It's going to take me forever. Hopefully I can get it done before Halloween. We'll see. Again with the book theme. The last one that I'm going to show you, the last one of my 20 starts for StitchMaynia, is the Bookhouse by Stone Street Stitchworks. This is, I love her stuff. I absolutely love her stuff. I love the way that she does trees and the houses. It just almost like a firework. And I love her stuff. This is one of my favorite authors. This is a quote by Neil Gaiman, who is one of my favorite authors. He wrote American Gods, and he wrote Coraline. He's written so many things that are just amazing. He is an amazing author. He's one of my favorites. And when I saw that pattern with that quote from him in it, I had to have it. I had to have it, and I needed to start it. This is my pathetic start of the Bookhouse by Stone Street Stitchworks. So it needs some work, but I do love that was one I got off of Etsy as well. So that is all my StitchMaynia starts. I know, it's just I that's just so much. So yeah, I was doing so good. I had lots of whips, knocked out. My number of whips was going down, and then mania struck, and now I'm 20 up again. So I got a lot to do. And Jolly July is coming. Jolly July is coming, and I have decided I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing for Jolly July. I'm going to do all Prairie Schooler Santas. All Prairie Schooler Santas. And I am probably going to do the same thing that I did for StitchMaynia. I'm probably going to do 20 and 20. I'm probably going to start 20 projects, Christmas themed projects during the month of July for Jolly July. And again, it's a stitch along. You can see a lot of it on Facebook and Instagram. Fat Quarter Shop usually does a lot with it. And I know that they have a stitch along coming out as part of Jolly July. I will do that one. That will be one of my starts, and then everything else is going to be Prairie Schooler Santas, because I have pretty much all of them, and I need to get them. When I say I have them, I have the cards. I have the patterns for the Prairie Schooler Santas, but I need to get them stitched up. I need to get them done. So that's going to be Jolly July, and I'm going to do them all on tea-dyed, probably even weave. I'll probably do tea-dyed Monaco or even wave, and DMC thread. So Jolly July planned. I can't believe I'm prepared. I'm prepared for Jolly July. It's all planned. I'm doing Santas, the Fat Quarter Strap stitch along, and I'm going to do 20. So we'll see if I make it through 20. Anyway, those are my whips. I've showed you my finishes, my big announcements, and that's pretty much all of the stitching stuff that I have to show you. I have a few things for quilting to show you, and then I will, wrap up the video and hopefully not bore you to death with the rest of this stuff. So I had a couple quilt finishes that I did. I love Laundry Basket Quilts. She is Edita Stitchar, does an amazing job on her YouTube channel for tutorials and teaching, and I did her mystery quilt one. I just absolutely loved it. But I had picked up this book. This is Little Handfuls of Scraps, and I fell in love with pretty much everything in this book. It's got all these amazing pictures in the front, and this is kind of a snapshot of a bunch of the little quilts that are in here. But here's the thing: all of the quilts in this book are small. They are doll size. Maybe you could do them as like a table, like a mat, like a coffee table centerpiece, something like that. They're all very small. And it's one of the other reasons why I really liked this book was because it's a good way for me to practice the actual quilting on a smaller piece without having to try and maneuver a giant quilt in my home machine. This was a good way for me to practice. So, but I couldn't decide on which one to do first. I was looking through the book and I couldn't decide which pattern to do first. So basically I started with the first one and I'm working my way through. First pattern in the book, and I'm going to work my way through, which is this one. This is the first one in the book. It's called Anna, and it's that one right there. So, but yeah, that's how big it is. Look, it's the size of the book. It's really about the same size as the book. These are small. They're small quilts. So I do, which is what I wanted. I wanted something small that I could do all the piecing in about a day, and then work on the actual quilting part, because I want to get better at that part. I need more practice. I need more practice, but I wanted to do it on small pieces. The other one that I got done and fully done is a table runner. Kind of hard. I'll see if I can get it all in the shot. It's this one. This was actually a free pattern that GE Designs had on her YouTube account. She did a YouTube tutorial on how to do this table runner. It's a quilt as you go. This is a Quilt As You Go table runner that she did a video on, and using her strip ruler, and I did in a day. I did, and that's the back. I was able to do the whole thing in a day, and I really wanted bees. I really wanted some bees on my kitchen table, so I got that one done, and this is the one that's on my kitchen table for the moment until I get the next one done, and then switch out. I switch them out a lot. I like to switch out my table runners all the time. I've got my main dining room table, and then I have my kitchen table, and then I've got coffee table and tables in the family room and the main living room. So I switch out table runners and center table toppers all the time. So I can't get enough table runners in my house. I'm actually kind of behind on a few of them. This is the other one that I finished the piecing on, but I haven't finished putting the backing on yet. I was waiting for, I had to order some thread. I had to order, well, because, COVID, it's, it was difficult to, go down to the store and buy it. So I had to order it and wait for it to get shipped, but because I didn't have the right color thread to do the quilting on it. I had to wait. But I have it now, and I'm ready to get it quilted. This was a kit. This is about the size of a wall hanging, but you could also do it as a table topper. It's not, I mean, it's not huge. It's not huge. I could put this as a table topper or a wall hanging. This was a kit that I inherited from a friend of my mom's. This is the backing for it, by the way. That's the backing. This is what I needed the thread to match. But my mom's best friend moved out of state. She lived here in Colorado, and she moved out of state a couple years ago, and she was going from a really large house to a smaller place, and couldn't take a lot of the furniture and stuff that she had with her. So she gave me a bunch of quilt kits to do, and this was one of them. This was one of the quilt kits that she had that I inherited. This one had applique in it. Now, I have never really done applique. This was my first attempt at doing applique. I actually kind of like it. I was really afraid to do applique because it was kind of scary in the beginning. But once I figured out how it all worked and how to do it, the right way, I actually kind of like it, and I want to do some more of it. Take it slow. I'm gonna take it slow. I am not the world's, guru applicator, on applique. So I'm just learning. Like I said, that was my first attempt, but I do really like the way it came out, and I kind of like it. I was always afraid of it, but kind of used to it. So I'm gonna probably try and do a little bit more with applique now than I have in the past. The other thing that I want to show you with quilting is just a couple kits that I'm going to work on, and I want to show you something that I've recently become kind of addicted to. This is, I can't wait to do this one. This is the mug. This is the Good Morning Mug Table Runner by Lori Holt, and I got the cute little kit. How cute is this box? This box is adorable, but it's got everything except the backing, which I bought separately, but it has everything inside of it to make that table runner, and I'm really looking forward to get that started. And then I have this cute little box that I can put something in. I'll find something to put into that cute little box. But I like the mugs. I really like the mugs, so I'm looking forward to starting that one. I also got this month's Sew Sampler box. This was the May box, which is Buds and Blooms. It's got some cool stuff. I mean, it's got this beautiful Bloomington fabric, gloves to help when you're doing quilting, scissors, some thread, and a pattern to use the Bloomington fabric with. So I'm looking forward to starting that kit too. I love these boxes. I love the monthly subscription for Sew Sampler because you're getting a kit. You're getting a kit every month. Something new. You're getting a new kit every month, and I absolutely love that. So I'm so happy that I started getting that subscription. The other thing that I have found recently that I have pretty much become addicted to is there's a quilt shop out of Las Vegas, Nevada called Sewya, Sewyeh. Sewya. The guys that run the shop, they're hilarious. They're absolutely hilarious. It's three guys that own the shop, and every Saturday night they do a YouTube live of what they call their D-Stash. It's their D-Stash event. And it's kind of like attending Home Shopping Network live on YouTube. Because when COVID happened and they couldn't open their doors to the public, they basically turned their YouTube channel kind of into Home Shopping Network on Saturday nights. It goes for a long time. I mean, the session goes for like 3 hours. So but they're addictive because you're always waiting. You always want to know the next thing they're going to show. So what they do is they show you a kit or a piece of fabric, maybe a pre-cut, and then they may have jelly rolls. They may have 10 of a specific type of jelly roll. And they'll tell you, this is the price of the jelly roll. And we have 10 of them, and it's number 123. And whoever types in 123 fastest in the comments gets the jelly roll. So what ends up happening is it's like rapid fire in the comments. You'll see it and you go, oh, I like. And by that time, there's 20 people who have claimed the jelly roll. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and they're absolutely hilarious. It's three brothers. They kind of pick on each other throughout the night. They're just so funny. Their kids will pop in and say hello. But it happens on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So for me, I'm Mountain time, so it's 7 p.m. and they can become a kind of addictive because they have stuff on there. I mean, it's good price stuff. It's good stuff. It's quilt shop quality stuff, and great prices, and their shipping is really fast. So when they do it on Saturday night, you get an invoice for what you've purchased on Sunday morning when you wake up. It's usually in your email. You can pay for the invoice with your credit card, and then they ship out Monday, Tuesday. I get it by Friday, Saturday that week. I mean, it's that fast. They turn the shipping time really fast. So they're a lot of fun to watch. But one of the things that I bought one night was this kit. This is a Moda kit, and it's called Frivolous. And it's got, because I love florals. I'm addicted to florals. It's got this really pretty floral fabric. It's kind of hard to see in it. And it comes with the pattern. It doesn't have the backing, and I think you need to provide the background. I think you need to get the background. Yeah, background and the backing. But so it's got the pattern included. But I'm really looking forward to getting this one started. So I got this, and again, I have another cute little box. Once I get this one, done up, now I've got another cute box because I love boxes. For some reason, I have a thing about boxes. I've got one more kit to show you here because this one's kind of fun. They do a lot. They have videos. They have tutorial videos too, and I'll link them in the bottom of this video too. But they always have a bunch of quilts usually behind them that they've done themselves. They've picked out the fabric, and created a quilt kit based and got everything done, and they have it on display, and then they offer the kit up for sale. And one of the recent destashes, they had that quilt done up behind them on the wall, and it was in red, white, and black, and it was just stunning. And one of the guys was the one that picked out all the fabric, and he did and they quilt. These guys quilt. They actually quilt. So he had done all of the curating for the fabric and the cutting and everything. He'd put these kits together. So that was the kit and that he put together. And then it just kind of we were teasing about autographs and because they have T-shirts that they'll sign T-shirts and send them to you if you order a T-shirt. And I made a comment jokingly about whether or not the guy his name's Tiancum who put this kit together was going to sign my kit, sign my pattern. So he did. He did. He signed my pattern. I just thought it was just funny. It was just funny. That was the main reason I wanted to show you this kit, because these guys are a riot. They really are. They're really fun. If you're not doing anything on a Saturday night and you're a quilter and you just kind of, I mean, maybe you want to go shopping on the Saturday night, tune into their D-stash. It's a lot of fun. It is. And you're always going, what are they going to show next? What are they going to show next? It's hard to stop watching. You could be 2 hours into this and go, okay, you know what? We've been here 2 hours, and you just can't stop watching because you don't know what's going to come next. And it could be something you really like. But if you got some time on a Saturday night, you want to check them out. They're a lot of fun. And they tease each other the whole time. It's good. But that is it. That's everything I have to show you. I told you I had a lot to go through today. Again, I can't wait to go to my local store, go to whether it's the grocery store or maybe Joann's or something, to see the magazine on the shelves. And I'm looking forward to finding out what the Facebook Live tutorial is going to be about that I'm going to do. Getting all the details on that, because that's coming. And I am going to get a bunch of stitching done this June. That's my goal. I need to get a bunch of whips done and get started, get everything prepped for Jolly July, because that's coming too. And so I'm going to have another 20 whips in a month. So if I get 5 done this month, well, then I only have to, I'm only going to be up 15 come July. Oh my God, I'm nuts. But guys, have a great weekend, everybody. It's Friday, by the way, and so weekend starting. Have a wonderful stitchy weekend. Go sit out in the sun. Be safe. Be careful. Be kind to each other, and everybody just have fun. Go create something amazing. Go have fun, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.